I love Doug's idea of introducing ourselves on a videotape. And he asked some good questions. I decided I'd start this one outside since I usually set up something inside. First question he asked is, well, one of the questions he asked is how you got started doing this. And I actually got started doing this the same way I got started writing a journal. I have a friend named Steve Shacklin, whose website is www.bonusround.com. It's called Bonus Round because he almost died of AIDS, and he didn't, and he's doing well now, and so he calls this living in the bonus round, where the time speeds up and the prices are better. Anyway, Steve started keeping a journal in 1996, and I got to know him in 1999. And I started reading his journal, and I thought, hey, that sounds like fun. I could do that. At the time, I also thought that I might like at some point to write a newspaper column, like an Erma Bombeck column or something like that. And I wondered if I had the discipline to put something together every week or every day. So I started keeping this journal daily in 1999. I think it was 1999. Maybe it was 2000. I guess it was 2000. Anyway, whenever. And I've been keeping it ever since. It's been a daily thing. I rarely miss, but when I do miss, it's usually because we're on vacation. So recently, Steve went on a cruise with his partner, and they made a movie, and he discovered Our Media. And he decided he would post this on Our Media. So I thought, gee, that sounds like kind of like fun too. And I had a camera. I have this camera, which is a Panasonic Lumix, and like most digital cameras, it will also take movies. So I decided that I would take a movie and post it. And I posted the first videos to Our Media, but then I discovered that it was so frustrating. Some of the times they wouldn't post, some of the times they would take forever to post, sometimes you couldn't connect to the site. So when I came across Blip TV and YouTube, I started posting to the two of them, and I generally post to both of them at the same time. Sometimes one and not the other, but usually I post the same thing to both. The reason being that some people who have slower computers might prefer YouTube because it's done in Flash format, so they don't have to wait for the actual video to download. And for other people, I prefer Blip TV because the videos come through much more clearly. So anyway, that's my introduction. After I started making movies with this for a while, I decided that I wanted to get a video camera. So then I went and bought myself a video camera as well. So now I kind of do half of one and half of the other. This is the weird setup that I used to tape that little segment, and I taped it using my video camera. I do have a tripod, but it was just too much trouble to put it together, so I created this thing on a flower pot. But this is my camera. Oh, I forgot, I can't zoom in on this thing. Okay, this is my camera. It's a Sony, and I got it from eBay, and it's pretty good. I probably paid too much for it, but it works. It doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles, but it works. As far as what computer I use, I don't know that it's anything particularly special. It's a computer. It's a Dell computer, and the tower sits over there with all the work that I have backed up to do. And my screensaver is pictures from my trip to Australia. And there's my keyboard. As I said, nothing particularly special. And that's Perth, by the way. I stayed in Perth and the area around it for 6 weeks. Let's see, as far as software, when I'm using this video camera, I use Windows Media. I hope to get at some point a software or a video managing software, but I don't have one right now. I just use what came with the camera. And then I think the last question that Doug asked was, what do I hope to get out of it? Why am I doing this? You know, what kind of message do I tend to get across? Well, at this point, I'm just kind of feeling my way along. I like learning new things. It's fun to put some of this stuff up. There's some things like the videos that I've done of my kids' band, which hasn't existed now for 10 years, that it's just nice to have it someplace where people can get it. I don't ever expect to be the kind of a blogger who interviews people, who covers news stories, who gets terribly topical, because I'm not good at that sort of thing. I'm much better at writing that kind of information. I do a lot of, I don't know, political or social commentary on my journal page, and I don't expect to do that here. So this is just really for me to play around with and have a good time with. And I would have taken more time with this particular tape, video, whatever we call this sort of thing, except that I'm leaving in about 2 hours to go to Sacramento to review a production of Little Women, because I'm a theater critic. Then when I come home, which will be about 11 o'clock, I have to write the review. And then tomorrow I have to pack because we're headed off to Milwaukee for the weekend. So there just wasn't any time to do something fancy or anything else. So this is what it is. I hope that answers the question, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing the kinds of things that other people create. Thanks, Doug, for thinking up this idea. It was a great one.